Welcome to another episode of Business Leadership Series with CIMA. We are here today to have an insightful conversation with Mr. Mahesh Amarasiri, FCMA CGMA Group Chief Financial Officer at ACL Cables PLC. Hi Mahesh, thank you so much for joining us today. Let us begin this conversation by asking about your own CIMA journey and what advice would you give students and young professionals who are entering the corporate world?
Thank you, Tamali. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm an engineer by profession turned into an accountant. What I realized during my studies as a student in engineering is that I need to learn some certain other skills beyond engineering to become a better professional. So I need to learn budgeting, costing, financial management, project financing, things like that. So that's one of the reasons why I started pursuing CIMA as a qualification when I was in the university. CIMA has contributed immensely to my professional success. If you really look at it as a qualification, it's something goes beyond finance qualification. It's more of a business qualification. When you are a good business partner, you need to look at the problem from both financial as well as non-financial perspective. And CIMA just equip you for such skills. So if you are a CIMA graduate, you are naturally become a better finance business partner. So my advice to young professionals is that do not limit to one areas of expertise. Try to build up multiple disciplines and multiple skills. And if you come across a new project or an opportunity throughout your career, just take it up, and even though it is not part of your core expertise.
So Mahesh, may I ask you, what are your areas of expertise and how can those competencies help with business growth, especially when it comes to strategy formulating and corporate planning?
So I was fortunate enough to work in multiple domains inside finance as well as in multiple industries in my 20 years career. So during early part of my career, I was mainly involved in management accounting and budgeting. That was mainly in the apparel sector. Then I got involved into the corporate finance area, into investment management and private equity management. So that's a completely different area. And also I got myself involved in corporate planning and strategic planning when it comes to telecommunication sector. And also to the latter part of my career, I was mainly focusing on operational finance and strategic finance and policy level involvement. So in nutshell, I have covered almost all the areas in finance in my short career for 20 years. And also I was able to work in multiple industries, manufacturing, apparel, investment banking, private equity management, telecommunication, retail, like that. So if I look at a problem right now, how I handle a problem is a blend of multiple experiences and exposures I have gathered throughout my career.
Could you please share some insight about your industry and how we can create value addition within the region when it comes to manufacturing sector in general?
If you look at the construction sector, it contributes to closer to 7 to 8% to the GDP of Sri Lanka. And also it employs a significant population in Sri Lanka. So given that the construction boom that we had, there's enough potential for us to make use of our expertise that we have developed in Sri Lanka to get into the other sectors in the immediate neighbors in Sri Lanka. For example, you can get into Maldives, Bangladesh and countries like that, immediate neighborhood. So that itself provides a lot of opportunities for Sri Lankans to get overseas exposure as well as bring much needed forex to Sri Lanka at the moment.
What is the role to be played by manufacturing sector in Sri Lanka for economic revival, and what direction should be followed for sector growth?
If you really look at from Sri Lankan perspective, we have a vibrant apparel industry. Unfortunately, that has not translated into the other areas of manufacturing. So there is enough potential for us to develop the next apparel industry in Sri Lanka in other sectors. Also, with the recent changes that is taking place in the global markets, most of the organizations are looking at diversification of the supply chains. So there is enough potential for us to get ourselves involved in the global supply chains, as well as to link ourselves and also reap the benefit of the next industrial revolution, which is known as Industry 4.0. So it will give enough opportunities for us to earn forex and change the mix of our economy.
Finally, we would like to know what you would like to do outside of work, if you have any passions, commitments for personal well-being, networking, anything.
Apart from my work, I get myself involved in lecturing, sharing my knowledge with youngsters. I work as a visiting lecturer for a couple of MBA programs. And also I get involved in Toastmastering. I'm one of the past presidents of ACL Toastmasters Club. And also have some involvement in the public sector as a member of the Consumer Affairs Authority Council. Also serving the profession, I have been with CIMA, associated with CIMA for a couple of years. I've been a former board member of CIMA Sri Lanka. Currently, I'm involved as a membership assessor, as well as I represent CIMA at the Sri Lanka Accounting Standard Monitoring Board.
Thank you, Mahesh, for being on the show. It was an absolute honor speaking to you. We wish you all the very best for your future endeavors.
Thank you very much.
That concludes today's episode. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time with another eminent personality. This is your host, Tamali, signing off.